Hello, today we're going to show you how to install your racks. I have two different styles. The one on the right is for a finish wall. The one on the left is for a side mount, and that's for studs that are exposed, like for an unfinished garage, unfinished basement. So on a finish wall, we have three pre-drilled holes that you'll use to attach to the wall. And for shops, garages that have exposed studs, we have a side mounting option, and those also have pre-drilled holes. The great thing about these racks is you're able to place them anywhere you want on the wall. I would highly recommend securing them to a stud. To do that, I'm going to use the assistance of a stud finder. There's different options on the market. My favorite though is going to be the blue one. The blue one is really nice because it actually lights up and it shows you the thickness of the stud, and I just find it a lot easier to attach things to the wall with this stud finder. And here in just a moment you'll see where it lights up and it shows you exactly where the stud is. So there's the light right there. So now, using painter's tape, I'm going to mark where the studs are in the wall, and I'm using painter's tape just so that if your walls are painted, you don't want to put any pencil marks or any type of markings on them. Painter's tape works great because you can just peel that right off when you're done. On the flush mounted racks, you're going to notice the pre-drilled holes. When you attach this to the wall, it's going to be really your preference. Do you want the screws facing the inside or do you want them facing the outside? Just make sure that the orientation looks exactly like so. Using a drill driver, now we're going to pre-feed the screw to where the screws are just lightly peeking outside of the back of the racks there. This is going to be used so that whenever you place it on the wall, the screws are going to give you an indentation of where you want the screw holes to go. Now we're going to put the rack up against the wall, and using a level, we're going to just make sure that we're nice and straight. Once you have it in the position that you want, go ahead and push the rack in towards the wall, leaving a little tiny indentation of where those screws were hanging out on the back. And that's just going to leave you a reference mark of where to drill the holes here in just a moment. Using an 1/8 inch drill bit, now you can make your holes from the little reference marks that you had made previously. Place the rack up against the wall, and now you can drive the screws in. Now I'll speed up the video and we'll move on to the other side. Using your level, just make sure that the other side of the rack that you're about to install is level to the side that you just installed. And now you can finish up the right side exactly like you did on the left. Now we're going to do the side mounted option. This is great for garages, sheds, unfinished basements where the stud is exposed. When you look at the rack, on the pre-drilled holes, you're going to notice that I've countersunk, and that's just so that the screw head fits in nicely. And then there's the back side that I'm showing here. Just make sure that when you place it onto the stud that you have the countersink facing outward so that the screw seats nicely inside of that hole. Using a tape measure, I'm just giving myself markings of where I want the racks to be placed at. And the nice thing about this is it's your preference how deep you want it or how far out you want it. Just make sure that you leave yourself enough material so that the screw can go into the wood. And just like in the first part of the video where I showed you how to pre-feed the screw and leave yourself a nice little indentation, this is where that step repeats itself. So here I'm just pre-drilling the holes so that the screws can go in nice and easy. You don't have to pre-drill. I just like to do it. It gives it a cleaner look, and you don't have to worry about splitting the wood if you do a pre-drill. And just like in the beginning of the video, you're going to drive the screws in. Make sure you do the left hand side and then the right hand side, making sure that you use that level just to make sure that both sides are equal. Now you're ready to put all your tools on the rack. Let's see how many we can fit in here. I just wanted to take this time to tell you thank you very much for shopping at Bandus Pallet. I sure hope to earn your business again in the future. If you find anything on Pinterest or any other social media site, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you again. Have a great day, and God bless.